Good Monday morning, everyone. I must apologize for missing yesterday's reading. Constance and I had to drive up to Santa Ana and stand in many lines and get our first shot yesterday, our first vaccination. But I'm back today. My arm's a little sore, but Constance's arm is really sore. But we're glad we did it anyway. So we're going to go back in 3 weeks or a month or so and get our second shot. And if you have the opportunity, please, you do the same for all of us. Today we're finishing up talking about the small cards. We've gone all the way through all 36 of the small cards, the 2s through 10s of every suit. And today we're going to do the 8, 9, and 10 of discs. And I've got them in order like this, one on top of each other, because that's how these, these decans appear on the elemental tablets in this group of threes in the grand cross section of the elemental tablets of the Enochian system. So we'll talk a little bit more about that. Starting tomorrow, we will finish up with the chapter that is concerning tarot divination, which should be fun. And then we'll have sort of a walkthrough of the appendices, which has an assortment of all the collateral material, Goetic, Enochian, Kabbalistic, that treats upon the details of much of what these cards contain in their imagery. And, well, just to tell you the truth, the book that we're reading right now, this one right here, Tarot of Ceremonial Magick, is sort of like the little white book that comes with the cards. It's sort of like that on steroids. There's lots of information in the little white book if you just have the cards. But for all of the detailed information to actually put into use the different aspects, magical systems of the card, you'll want to have the book that we're reading right now. So if you're ready and if you've forgiven me for missing, we haven't missed days in over a year of doing this. So sorry. Let's start with the 8 of discs. Now, the 8s, 9s, and 10s are all the mutable signs of the zodiac. So the mutable earth sign, discs are earth, is Virgo. So these are the first 10 degrees of Virgo, the second 10 degrees of Virgo, and the third 10 degrees of Virgo. And if you were born then, you can have this as your birthday card if you wanted. Okay. Yep. Oh, nope. I put my elbow on my mouse, as we say. Sounds like a contortionist's trick. The 8 of Wands, prudence, the sun in Virgo. Oh, it actually says it. Sol in Virgo. Approximate days of the year, August 23rd through September 1st. 0 to 10 degrees Virgo. Color, princess scale of colors for discs. The color is yellowish brown, flecked white. General divinatory meanings, saving for a rainy day. Plant your garden and wait. Retiring as a positive maneuver. Angels of the Shemhamfurish, right there. Ahaya, long-suffering. Ehaya, and Cathiel, adorable. Cathiel, adorable. Okay. Day spirit of, excuse me, I'm high on COVID vaccine here this morning. Uh, Day spirit of the Goetia is number 16, Zepar. He's a great duke and appeareth in red apparel and armor like a soldier. His office is to cause women to love men and to bring them together in love. See, it's a duke, Venus thing. He also maketh them barren. He governeth 26 legions of inferior spirits. The night spirit is Alokes, number 52, or Alakas. Cool looking sigil there. He too is a great duke, mighty and strong, appearing in the form of a soldier riding upon a great horse. His face is like that of a lion, very red and having flaming eyes. His speech is hoarse and very big. His office is to teach astronomy and all liberal sciences. He bringeth unto thee good familiars. Also he ruleth over 36 legions of spirits. The Enochian attributions, that square appears in all 4 elemental tablets in the Grand Cross section. So then that square will appear in the name of several of the seniors. They're not different squares. They're just the same letter in different names. In the air tablet, it's the T of Hitmorka, the Saturn senior. Open in 2 = 9 and use call 3. He's the I in the Sun senior of the water tablet, or the king, Ra'agiosil. And you'd open in 3 = 8 and use call number 4. Also on the water tablet, he's the I of Ligdisa, the Saturn senior. You'd use temple opening number 38 again and call 4. On the earth tablet, he's the O in Lizinopo, the moon senior. You'd use, for the earth tablet, you'd open up in 1 = 10 and use call number 5. And on the fire tablet, he's the D in Alandud. And that's the moon senior. And you'd open up in 4 = 7 and use call number 6. So much for prudence. Usually, you're happy to see this card come up. The 9 of Discs. Material gain. The second decade of Virgo, 10 to 20 degrees Virgo. That's roughly September 2nd through September 11th. Venus in Scorpio. Yesod of Asaya. The color in the princess scale is citrine, flecked azure. Now, I want to point something out, and it may take me a second here to do that. Remember I showed you my my Pentacle, and my Pentacle was the model for all of the discs. And let's see if I can quickly find the ace of discs for us. And I'll show you what I mean. There's a punchline to this, everyone. If I can get to it. Here we go. Okay. This is my Pentacle, the model for all of the discs. Now, do you see that all 4 of those trees of life all emanate, their number 1s are all together. their top Sephira, that white one. Okay, now they don't share that same one. Just everything in the cosmos emanates from that one. So that was my logic when I designed this thing. Now you could, you know, put the trees of life together at their Malkuths or their number 10s, you know. But I decided to say, well, since they all emanate from the singularity, they all share the singularity. So that's what I did there. Now, if you'll look at the design, what did I do with it? If you look at the design on the 9 of discs, you'll see that that one right there would be that singularity. And that's just how all the paths emanate from that singularity. And 9 being the foundation number in Kabbalah, I thought that that was particularly appropriate for the 9 of discs, to have the discs in that image. But I digress. General divinatory meanings: considerable increase of fortune, reap what you've sown and relax, popularity, good luck, good management, perhaps even an inheritance. Angels of the Shemhamfarish: Haziel, merciful, and Aladia, profitable. Day spirit of Goetia is Botis, number 17. He's a great president and an earl. He appeareth at first show in the form of an ugly viper. Then, at the command of the magician, he putteth on a human shape with great teeth and 2 horns, carrying a bright sharp sword in his hand. He telleth all things past and to come, and reconcileth friends and foes. He ruleth over 60 legions of spirits. The night spirit is Camille, or Caim, number 53. He's a great president and appears in the form of a bird called a thrush at first, but afterwards he putteth on the shape of a man, carrying in his hand a sharp sword. He seemeth to answer in burning ashes or in coals of fire. He's a good disputer. His office is to give unto men the understanding of all birds, the lowing of bullocks, barking of dogs and other creatures, and also the voice of the waters. You'd think this would be a good familiar for a veterinarian. He giveth true answers to things to come. He was of the order of angels, but now ruleth over 30 legions of spirits infernal. The Enochian square appears on seniors of 4 tablets. On the air tablet, he's the G of Hiptotga, the Saturn senior. You'd open in 2 = 9, you use call 3. He is the G in Ligdisa, the Saturn senior of the water tablet. Temple opening 3 = 8 and call number 4. On the earth tablet, he is the P in Lizinopo, the moon senior. Temple opening 1 = 10, call number 5. And he's the N in Alendud, the moon senior of the fire tablet. And you would open in 4 = 7 and use call number 6. Finally, we come to the most magical of all the small cards. Now remember when we were talking about the court cards, and we reached the Princess of Discs. So she is Earth of the suit of discs. So she's the lowest queen scale. She's the He final, or the final He, in the Yod He Vav He of discs. And discs are the final He of the Yod He Vav He of the suits. So, there's no place to go from the Princess of Discs. Okay, if you had a tree of life for wands, and right below that, you had a tree of life for cups, and right below that, you'd have a tree of life for swords, and right below that, at the bottom, you'd have a tree of life for discs. And the 10 of discs, there is no and below. The only place to go from there is to initiate the Big Bang again. So all the magic of the primal impulse of creation is in that 10 of discs, in that princess of discs. That's why they're so magical. That's why I put Crowley's Princess of Discs on the cover of Understanding Crowley's Thoth Tarot. So I go to great lengths in that book explaining the magical formula that's inherent in this card. The three modes that the sun, earth, and Mercury. And they all get together. It's like a big board meeting. That Supreme Board meeting gets together in the 10 of discs, which just happens to be Mercury in Virgo. Now, where does the sun come from? That's what I discuss in that book. Whatever. This is where the magic happens. It's called wealth. Now, there's a tree of life there. And notice that the Malkuth, the number 10 on this tree of life, is bigger than the others. That's because it's experiencing cosmic constipation. There's no place for all of that tumbling, descending energy to go. It just keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger and swelling up. And in order to get out of that impasse, creation has to start all over again, which would take us back to the top and the Ace of Wands again. So, okay, 30 degrees Virgo. Oh, first of all, it's called wealth, Mercury in Virgo. 30 degrees Virgo, the last, or from 20 to 30 degrees Virgo, September 12th through September 22nd. Malkuth of Asiya. Black rayed yellow is the princess scale of color. General divinatory meanings, material prosperity, recycle wealth by acquisitions and philanthropy. If properly applied, true wisdom and perfect happiness. Angels of the Shemhamferish. Luia, meet to be exalted. And Hahia, refuge. Day spirit of the Goetia, number 18, Bethan. He's a mighty and strong duke, and appeareth like a strong man with the tail of a serpent, sitting upon a pale horse. He knoweth the virtues of herbs and precious stones. And he can transport men suddenly from one country to another. He ruleth over 30 legions of spirits. The night spirit is Murmur, or Murmus, or Murmux. He's a great duke and earl, and appeareth in the form of a warrior riding upon a griffin, with a ducal crown upon his head. There do go before him those his ministers with great trumpets sounding. His office is to teach philosophy perfectly, and to constrain souls deceased to come before the exorcist to answer those questions which he may wish to put to them. Very necromantic. He was partly of the order of thrones and partly that of angels. He now ruleth 30 legions of spirits. That Enochian square, that Mercury in Virgo square appears on all 4 tablets. On the air tablet is the final A in Hippotga, Saturn Senior of the air tablet. Open in 2 = 9, use call 3. In the water tablet, he is the D in Ligdisa, the Sun Senior, the Saturn Senior. You'd open in 3 = 8 and use call number 4. On the Earth tablet, he appears once as the center O in Lizinopo, the Moon Senior. For Earth, you'd open up in 1 = 10 and use call 5. And the Fire tablet, he appears both in the name of the Sun Senior and in the Moon Senior. So he's the capital L in Etelperna, the Sun Senior, and he's the capital L in Alenduud, the Moon Senior. And you'd open up in 4 = 7, use call number 6 for that Fire tablet. There, we finish. Tomorrow we start talking about tarot divination, which is the final chapter. And I just have a feeling that I'll be digressing a little in talking about divination, because to tell you the truth, I wrote this book many years ago. I mean, many years ago. 1995 is when it was first published, and I've probably been working on it for 2 years. So as you can imagine, my opinions on things have developed, and I'll probably cover that in my digressions tomorrow. Also, I'd like to remind you that at the end of the month, on the 30th, I'll be doing another Zoom workshop, a Zoom workshop. This time, and this is in response to quite a few suggestions and requests, I'm going to do a workshop on the subject of the Holy Guardian Angel. And I've posted the link for you to register for that if you're so inclined. And I'll repost that again today, so it'll be sort of easy for you to find. Anyway, that's it for today. I'm going to take my my sore arm, and it's not nearly as sore as Constance's arm. I mean, she is completely muscle. I mean, it's a small arm, but it's all muscle, and I'm just all long flab, so mine doesn't hurt as much as hers. Anyway, continue to be good to yourself and be good to each other. And if you have the opportunity, whatever the brand of the vaccine is, if you have the opportunity, please do so. You're doing it for all of us. Do what thou wilt shall be the whole of the law. Love is the law, love under will. Bye.